Rovers rumour mill continues to bubble this past week as we were linked with a superstar hero from Wembley. That's right. Who are we talking about? We're going to get into it, all of it, next. That's right, folks, back once again with another video today. It's all about transfers. And of course, we've got a name hot off the press, and I'll talk all about it in a second. If you're new, where you been, smash your subscribe button. Your one-stop shop for Rovers is right here under one rooski. Of course, the names have just kept on. They've been churning out over the past few days, and it's actually been quite hard to keep up to date with them. But today, I'm going to talk all about the links to a winger, a wide man, forward, whatever you want to call it, and we'll get to it in a second. If you're new, where you been, smash your subscribe button. Your one-stop shop for Rovers is right here, boys and girls. So who am I talking about? Well, I'm talking about this fella right here. He goes by the name of Josh Murphy, and of course he was once the next big thing. Of course, he has been linked with Rovers and a number of other clubs over the past couple of days. All right then, folks, here is the article. Of course, it's a bit of a weird article. So the portsmouth.co.uk, whatever that is a link here. Of course, bringing Stoke City, Blackburn Rovers, and a few other championship clubs linked to the former Cardiff and Norwich City attacker, and he was once valued at a cool £11 million. Now this, of course, rumour has been out and about for a couple of days now, just getting to it now, but I wanted to talk about the potential of this deal and what he would bring to Rovers if it was to come through. Now, let's, of course, take a deep dive in this fella right here, and, of course, let's explore Josh Murphy and what he would bring to Blackburn Rovers. So, of course, he is 29 years of age, which is it would make him one of the most experienced members of the team straight off the bat. We could put him in of course, the calibre of a Ryan Hedges or Sammy Smolich if he's still around, Dominic Hyam, and that's the kind of players that we are, of course, lacking moving forward. So instantly it would provide some knowledge and some know-how, and hopefully a little bit of composure when it comes to the final 10-15 minutes of a game. Of course, currently on the books at Oxford, his contract does expire at the end of the season, and they are in negotiations with Oxford right now to try and get that deal sewn up. Of course, they played 28 times this season, producing 11 goal contributions. Now, this is just the league, not including the playoffs. 6 goals, 5 goal assists there, and it was in the starting 11 39% of the time, contributing 40% of the minutes and a 14% goal participation. So what else can we say about him? Well, he can play in any of the forward 3 positions on the left-hand side, the right-hand side, and of course as a second striker, which of course could be a spot which he could explore should a certain Irishman, Sammy Smolich, make the move to Premier League or abroad or wherever he's going to go. So we'll be definitely lacking that experience in those positions. Of course, on the left and the right-hand side, we're desperately looking for depth moving into the new season. So he definitely has a spot, I think, or he can definitely provide a bit of competition for those on the left and the right-hand side. Now, this is his heat map, of course, again, for the majority of the League One season with Oxford. Again, preferring down that left-hand side, which is a nice little spot. So, of course, of those 3, preferring to come down the left-hand side, again, which would be graciously appreciated at Ewood Park. Let's take a look at him then, shall we? Of course, 28 matches, 18 starts, 60 minutes per game on average. He was in the team of the week 3 times, which is pretty good, 6 goals as well. Scoring frequency, 278 minutes per goal. And of course some other stats and figures there for you. Goals were scored with a head, a couple of left footers, a couple of right footers, and he won 3 penalties in the process. So he was a tricky little geezer. As for his assists, he has 4 assists, 31.6 touches, big chances created, 7 of them. And of course, very important in regards to defending as well. And then, of course, actually repeat those stats up there. Successful dribbles, one per game, 59%. Again, just the 1 yellow card within the course of those games in League One for Oxford. Now, what else? What else can I say about the chap? Well, again, one of the main talking points is his value, or what his value once was, and that was a cool 11 million way back in his Cardiff days. Of course, they were in the Premier League at that point. Of course, started his career, I believe, at Norwich, with a loan at MK Dons, but flourished at Cardiff, but then kind of went off the grain a little bit, went even to Preston, which of course is an interesting side quest there, and then Oxford United at the end. Now, of course, he is getting on a little bit, but I thought I'd try and compare him to somebody at the books right here, right now, at Ewood Park, and I'm going to compare him to Tyrese Dolan. So let's take a look at these two guys side by side. And as you can see, highest market value for Josh Murphy was 10 million. The highest market value for Tyrese Dolan was once 8 million, now at 5 million. And you can probably say that is due to his contract situation, which, of course, has been initiated. The one-year option has been initiated, so he's currently valued at 5 million because of that one-year option. As for Josh Murphy, currently valued at 500,000, but his contract does expire in around about a month's time. So he does play with it. He is right-footed, but he prefers the left-hand side. So Tyrese prefers the right-hand side, but again, can play left if we need to see him do that. He is a little bit taller than Tyrese as well, and again, significantly older than him. Moving forward. Let's take a look then at their values. Of course, as we can see, Josh Murphy was valued at over 10 million way back in the 2018, 2019 time, whereas Tyrese's value kind of peaked around about June 2023. And of course, since his contract has entered the final year, it's kind of dwindled down a little bit. But what about their numbers then, of course, between these two players? Of course, Josh has played significantly more games than him, 389 in total, in all competitions at all venues, chipping in with 75 goals, 55 assists, with a 296 minute per goal average. As for Tyrese, he's on a 438 goal, 438 minute per goal average. But if we kind of break that down a little bit and just focus on the championship, because that's what the division we're going to be playing in now, just shy of 200 games for Josh Murphy, 24 goals, 26 assists, 431 minutes per goal, whereas Tyrese, 147 games, significantly less than Josh Murphy still, 16 goals, 16 assists, 458 minutes per goal. So it's close, it's very, very close. So it kind of shows the trajectory that Tyrese Dolan is on, and of course the longevity that is of Josh Murphy. So for me, of course, this is an interesting take, of course, and I know there's a lot of competition out there for this guy's signature, and he is coming into this on his stock is quite high, following on from his heroics that got Oxford United promoted in the first place. So it's going to be a tough sell to try and lure him away from Oxford, and Oxford also will use the opportunity to kind of give him a better deal as it stands. For me, of course, if we can get the numbers right, of course, on a free transfer, which looks like the market that we're in right now, of course, I think this could be a good deal for all accounts. We'll get the experienced head, get of course, improve our depth, especially in the attacking areas, which of course is a major concern for us. And of course, with the potential loss of key men such as Sam Smollett, maybe even Gallagher, maybe even Dolan over the coming months, we definitely need numbers in those departments. So for me, if we can get all those right, and of course not pay over the odds in regards to wages, because we don't want to trade off one expensive flop in Sam Gallagher and gain a potential new flop, because this is a bit of a gamble. Of course, he hasn't played in the Championship for a little bit, yeah, I'm keen. But however, I think I have my doubts, my reservations ultimately about this deal. I just don't think it's going to align for us, or we're not going to move quick enough in getting this deal, because we're trying to sort out the backroom staff. There's two key positions to be filled at the moment, and of course, Rovers being Rovers are dragging their heels. So for me, I'd love to get it done, but I just don't see it happening. What are your thoughts on potentially Josh Murphy pulling on the blue and white halves? Of course, played formerly for Deepdale, the Nobbers down the road, of course. So does that put you off? For me, no. I think it's fine. Get him in if we can. Get him playing. And of course, we can use that experienced head, whether it's from the bench or even as a starter. Until then, guys and girls, subscribe, smash the like, catch you later. Until then, we are done.